Hey everyone, welcome to Breakout Wednesday for the 13th of August 2025. It's currently about 10:30 p.m. on the West Coast, obviously half past midnight on the East Coast. A bit of a late one. First of all, remember this is never financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is simply a video blog on how one trader sees the market, and everyone needs to take responsibility for their own decisions. All right, market's obviously still trending up. Last week I didn't really talk about too many new setups. I was just talking a little bit about kind of long-term stuff versus trading. I did mention TRE, which really had an awesome start. Broke out of this little tight base and exploded up, and then it's gapped, and then it's come back these last 2 days. So I did get out a little bit up here, but I've still got more than 50% on, so that's a bit of a shame. It's come back. But anyway, that's life. Lister took a little bit off, and there's this good chat in the forum, about taking half off or not taking half off, or adding to things, and that Craig started, and it's good. Haven't read it, have a read. I'm telling you, it's no real easy answer though, right? The way I try and do it, and I say try because it's hard, is that when I get, I've talked about them on here ideas, but when I get those it's kind of gut feel. Well, the best example that I talked about a lot is that on the video base back here, and how I was talking about with this one. Go back and listen if you could be bothered. How it's such a good setup that I'm not going to trim early. I'm going to really sit with it and ride it. So that's how I try and do it. I try not to trim the ones like this that are just ridiculous once every 6 month type setup. But for most of the setups that are kind of, I like this one, but for the ones that are really good but not all time, then I tend to, take some off. If that makes sense. That's how I try and do it. Easier said than done, all right? The TRE trades come back. There are a few old trades that just wanted to quickly talk about, like the IDEX and the Hood one. Like the Hood, there's been a lot of people in Hood, and this is the one that I've trimmed half and just letting the rest run, and it's just ridiculous, So I have had a bit of a frustrating few weeks with some trades, especially in the ASX getting whipped out and things coming back like TRE, but there's still a nice trendy market out there. Okay. Now some new stuff, right? Dare I talk about ATP, the Pearl stock on the ASX? They're actually profitable. I was reading about them the other day, but anyway, many will know it from this huge move it had in 23. It's just it's not every day you get weekly bases like that, is it? And it's pretty illiquid, and just the fact that I'm talking about it now pretty much means no one's going to get a fill. Even if there's 5 people that decide to trade it, it's going to make it harder. But big resistance, weekly chart agrees, profitable company, cheap little tiddler. With 439 million of them, So anyway, I like that technically, and just going to win more often than not on those big weekly bases that are tightening up so much. Remember the AKM one, right? And that was similar, wasn't it? It was just this, 20-cent stock back then, and it was just tightening up for weeks and weeks. And all right, anyway, so that's ATP. I'm not in Zip, but I just think it's fascinating how it went up. And one sec. Yeah, so just thought it's fascinating how it broke out of this Davis box that was here. All right. Ran up, hit all-time, equaled the all-time high pretty much, and sold off. Happens a lot. And I was talking about that last week, right? How, it had this nice box, but then that old high. So I was watching this now, just hopefully come around and form that right-hand handle, and just really tight action. By the way, This is ASX data. This is just what you can all see. This is SIBO data, okay? Zip looks exactly the same, right? And ProTrade is just working away on switching over to SIBO eventually, because we'll be able to get intraday charts and updates from 10:15 a.m. Sydney time, and then updating every minute after that, which is kind of this endless thing that customers are asking for. And to be, I'm a transparent guy, right? The ASX are putting up their license fees. It's literally going to cost. People will need to pay. The costs are going to go up across the board. Doesn't matter what platform. It's impossible to avoid the costs. But they're going to, they would need to nearly triple, okay? And I can tell you now, most of our members do not want to be paying $300 a month, okay? So SIBO is, the charts look identical, really. They look a bit different for some of the really illiquid names, but because, but other than that, they kind of just, you can't really tell the difference. I mean, if I could have put this SIBO chart up, no one would have known that it was SIBO, right? So anyway, long story short, I got distracted, and it's why there hasn't been, it just seemed like there's a lot of stuff on the forum. Yes, we have been slow at fixing stuff. It's because there is a serious amount of dev work going on behind the scenes, guys, okay? And it's all you're all gonna see it soon, okay? When we launch intraday charts, and then we've got crypto coming, and we've got live US charts coming down to the second down to 1 minute charts. We've got so much stuff going on. It's just the devs are just so super focused on that. It's really hard to then do everything, okay? Anyway, I got majorly distracted. It was just that I was stuffing around with Zip on the SIBO charts a minute ago, and then it just got in my head. Anyway, I'm looking at Zip to see if it can come around and form a little right hand side handle, and then it would just have legit blue sky above that, okay? Now, I know some guys are chatting about this on the forum. I think like Matt Hope, and a few guys. Let's just have a look. Yeah, it's Matt and Adam and stuff. Tom, yeah, and it's like, for sure, like, oh yeah, so Adam started that. There's a few Adams in there, hey. But like, finance names, the alternative finance names. It did break out today. Hey, shit. I wonder if I got filled on that. Sorry guys, it's been a long day, but I did actually have an order in the market there, so probably did get filled. But anyway, AFG, just these alternative finance names, like your Pepper Moneys, your CCOs. What is it, CCO? Sheed. Sorry, I meant to say CCP Credit Corp. Your Peppers, your Credit Corp, your Aussie Financial Group, you kind of Plenty. All these little kind of alternative finance, consumer finance stocks are just doing really well. Obviously, they love it when rates are dropping. And AFG, really clean chart, hey. Big downtrend broken. It's pretty classic, right? Bang, and then, breaking up. So that left today. I posted about Tesla little forum. I kind of broke out 3 days ago. I'm in that. Let's see how it unfolds. It's pretty unloved at the moment because, BYD seems to be kicking its ass. So many Chinese cars on the road. It's kind of like it's back in 2021 when you were seeing all these Teslas appear, and suddenly it's the same with BYD right now, isn't it? They're just everywhere. And now, I've got friends. It seems a younger generation. They don't give a shit about buying Chinese. Some of the older generation are more sticklers for it, but there's a lot of people in their 20s and 30s who are just screaming into these BYD cars because they're offering very affordable, pretty awesome cars. I went for a drive and mates one the other day in a Shark. It was pretty sick, and so anyway, getting distracted. Tesla is breaking out of this massive base, and so I'm in that. And Greg posted to the forum just this Haas stock on the NASDAQ, which I've been watching too, as it's been popping up in all sorts of scans. Okay, basing up there, really tight action, a lot of inside bars, just blue sky above it, and so I've been watching that. And so that's it. Like not huge numbers of names I'm watching, but some of those setups are really good. And it's, for me, it's not about. I hate being in more trades, and I hate being in like 10 or more trades. I love being in 4 or 5 big trades, and being concentrated and highly concentrated. I think over diversified trading accounts are just, they don't do very well. The highly concentrated ones, where you're not scared to have 20-25% of your account in a stock, then they're the ones that really compound a lot quicker. Volatile though, and if things gap down, it does hurt. Anyway, I'm going to be back next week, guys. There's heaps of work going on in PT behind the scenes. Never hesitate to hit us up though when stuff's going wrong, when you've seen a thing. I'm always on top of things. We are working away on it. It's just it's just there's a limited number of staff. They're all working their asses off, but yeah, it's we will get to it. Cheers, catch ya, bye.